Back when I was in school, we would sometimes have structured debates. You would be assigned a side, your opponent would be assigned a side, and you would have some time to prepare your case in advance. And in your preparation for a competition like that, there are two strategies you need to address. First, you need to know your own position. You need to know the facts. You need to know your own strengths. You need to know your own weaknesses, all of those details. But the other, arguably more important aspect of your preparation is predicting what your opponent will say. Because a predictable opponent is a defeatable opponent. And that's true in every competitive arena I can think of. It's true in a debate of ideas. It's true in a game of chess where you can set your opponent up for defeat if you can anticipate his strategy. It's true in sports like American football. A defense can shut down an offense easily if they can predict where the ball is going. And it's certainly true in warfare. An enemy whose movements are predictable is an enemy swiftly defeated. And part of what makes an opponent predictable is his motive. If we want to understand how someone will act, understanding why he acts is a great place to start. Whether you're dealing with a debater, a chess player, a quarterback, or as we are currently, a terrorist, understanding motive is a key to making tomorrow's moves predictable and defeatable. And yet thought leaders in politics, media, and beyond lose sight of that priority. On Sunday, I had CNN on all day while doing chores, listening to person after person fixate not on the motive of the man who brutally killed 50 innocent people and injured 50 more, but instead on his methods. What was the weapon that he used? How did he get it? How can we reduce the availability of these weapons? From the president.
The shooter was apparently armed with a handgun and a powerful assault rifle. This massacre is therefore a further reminder of how easy it is for someone to get their hands on a weapon that lets them shoot people in a school, or in a house of worship, or a movie theater, or in a nightclub.
To the presumptive Democratic nominee.
I'm not going to demonize and demagogue and declare war on an entire religion. That's just plain dangerous. And we need to get these weapons of war off the streets. We had an assault weapons ban. It expired. And we need to reinstate it.
To the in vogue voice of much of America's youth.
And I got to tell you, over 25 years ago, I believe that in this country we should not be selling automatic weapons which are designed to kill people.
Each of these political leaders focused on the method and not the motive of this terrorist. The question I'm hearing is not what could possibly motivate a person to act in such a horrific way, and yes, to what extent is a religiously motivated violent ideology a factor? The question I'm hearing is how scary was the weapon? And perhaps it was very scary, but planes are scary, shoes are scary, vests are scary. It's not the tool we should fear. It's the motive of the person in control of that tool that we should. And the danger of neglecting the motive, of fixating on the method instead, is twofold. If we all agree on the premise that terrorists motivated by fundamentalist Islam will keep coming at us, whether by rifle or by shoe, they will use whatever tools they can. If we agree on that premise, then focusing our energy on one tool, on one method, is at best a band-aid solution. Second, if we aren't curious about the motive and honest when we find it, even if the truth is uncomfortable or politically incorrect, we perpetuate our vulnerability by making tomorrow's attack less predictable. If everyone's a lone wolf, if everyone's an ideological outlier rather than an ideological norm, these actions are random occurrences rather than predictable, preventable crimes. There aren't simple solutions here. A free society will always be pursuing the perfect balance between freedom and security. But we can pursue that balance more precisely when we understand our enemy, when we are honest about the threat that we face, a Stone Age ideology that is simply incompatible with Western secular values, an ideology that doesn't simply disagree with our values, but seeks to destroy them by force. Until we accept that fact, there will be more Omar Mateens using whatever tools are at their disposal because it's their motives, not their methods, that are persistent. The Islamists are honest about their world's incompatibility with ours. I don't understand why our leadership can't be. Thanks as always for listening and for supporting this channel. Always appreciate that thoughtful discussion down below, and especially over on Twitter. That is at skag_3. You're always welcome to come hang out and chat in my live streams. They are linked down in the description. Looking forward to it. Okay, bye.